Yo, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today I am very happy to say that the Tips and Tricks series is finally making its return. The last episode was uploaded back in October 2017, and that was around the time that I had just broken into the Platinum ranks. It took quite a long time, but since then my friends and I have reached Diamond. If you're still struggling to make it past Gold and Platinum, trust me, I got you, dog. Hopefully you're able to learn something from this video that will take your game to the next level and ultimately help you reach your goal. Without further ado, let's talk about 5 tips that will make you instantly play like a diamond in Rainbow Six Siege. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the 5 following topics: sensitivity, improving your aim, holding angles and quick peeking, vertical gameplay, and mindset. Also, I said this in my last episode, but I'll say it again. Map knowledge is not on this list because it is a given. I guarantee that every high-level player knows each map like the back of their hand and understands when and where they need to be in order to give their team the best chance to win the game. When playing with a squad, callouts are also very important because if you or a teammate goes down, you will be able to call out where the enemy is. This not only gives away their position, but it also saves your teammates from dying the same way that you did. For example, if you pick an angle and die, you can say something like, "Thermite is holding an angle on top of east stairs." If you don't understand that callout, simply refer to your compass. As you rotate in place, you'll notice that the compass turns in the direction that you move. So if someone says east stairs, find which way is east, and from there it is simply map knowledge. Most players know that there are 2 staircases on border, so adding the word east avoids confusion and specifies which staircase the opponent will be on. Now, while map knowledge, callouts, and positioning may give you an advantage in a gunfight, the only way to secure the kill is to actually shoot them. For this reason, sensitivity is a very important part of this game because it will either make or break your aim. I see a lot of players with poor aim, and my friend Brian is definitely one of them. Here's a common example of what we go through literally every single day.
Yeah, he's still on ping. Oh, he's moving.
Good shit.
I'm an idiot.
You have 90 bullets. Why are you switching? Good shit, Ryan. Good fucking shit. Oh my god.
I'm surprised Coy did TK.
Ryan!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god,
Ash?
Brian.
Now that we have an example to work with, let's try to fix the problem. There are 3 main parts when talking about sensitivity: vertical, horizontal, and ADS. Personally, I play on 20 vertical, 80 horizontal, and 26 ADS, and in a minute I'll show you why. With a lower vertical sensitivity, your aim will be much easier to control and your sight will not be moving up, down, and all over the place. As you can see on screen, when I increase the vertical sensitivity, it becomes much harder to keep my sight in one spot. It's the same idea with your ADS sensitivity. If I turn it too high, my aim becomes very sporadic. However, if I turn it too low, it is literally impossible to control recoil, and my movement whilst aiming resembles that of a turtle. If we take a look back at Brian's gameplay, we see that his ADS and vertical sense are definitely too high, and his horizontal sensitivity may be too low. Again, all this stuff comes down to personal preference and what you can master. These are simply my suggestions. One drill that you can do to practice your aim and sensitivity is to find 2 relative locations 90 degrees apart from each other. Fire a few shots in one direction and practice quickly snapping to your right or left. This is why I prefer a higher horizontal sensitivity, because you will not be able to quickly snap if it is too low. With this drill, not only will you learn to control your recoil, but you also develop the skill to flick on opponents. Now, here are a few of my recent clips where you can clearly see this drill being put to use in my real gameplay.
10 seconds. Last stop standing.
Nice yourself.
Thanks. I hit him 4 times in the shoulder and he nitro sells me because I fucking get pulled back.
Moving on to the third topic, we're going to discuss the importance of droning and holding angles. Droning is an essential part to this game and can always be used to gather information about where the enemy is located. Before entering a room, always drone out the area. If you see an enemy, take advantage of knowing his location and push him before he has a chance to move. In all of these clips, you can see how effective it is to drone the enemy and pre-fire his location. If you're quick enough with it, they won't even get a chance to hide and you will always have the jump on them. I guarantee that this method alone will help you win a higher percentage of your gunfights. Another strategy that is commonly used in higher ranks is holding tight angles. By doing this, you make it much harder for the opponent to shoot you because most of your body is safely hidden behind a wall or an object. This is usually where players get really sweaty. Trust me. But anyways, if you're unaware of how to hold a tight angle, here's how you do it. First, you want to line your setup between your wall and the other doorway. It should look a little bit like this. After you're in position, wait for any movement or change in colors. This will be your indication to start shooting. Personally, I would recommend burst firing or one-tapping because it's easier to control the recoil, and when you're holding that tight of an angle, it's crucial to keep your sight in the same position. Another way that you can improve your game is by utilizing vertical gameplay. If you're on offense, this strategy can easily change the way that the opponent has to defend the objective, whether that's by destroying the walls from above or bucking the floor from below. One operator that specializes in this type of gameplay is Buck. He's useful for basically any map and can counter many defensive strategies. For instance, on Border, a popular strat is that famous double mirror trick in Armory. Buck can easily counter this by shooting out the floor and popping both of the mirrors. If the defender falls back behind the small wall, guess what? Buck can destroy that part too. This is what it looks like from the defender's point of view, and in almost every single game there's at least one defender in this spot, so definitely a strong angle that you can use to catch your opponent by surprise. That's all for this map, let's move on to Clubhouse. On this map, most teams love to defend Arsenal Room. If you pick Buck, you can destroy the entire kitchen floor, which will put a lot of pressure on the anchors. Kitchen hatch will most likely be reinforced, so be sure to bring a thermite or Hibana. Another thing, watch out for Valkyrie with their cameras or pulse image scanner because both operators have C4, they can find out where you are, and they most definitely will explode you if you're destroying the floor. If you're interested, I can go in depth about how to use Buck on many other maps. All I need to know is if you guys want to see it. For now, we're going to move on to the fifth and final tip, which is mindset. There are a lot of people who have the potential to be great, but lack the confidence to do so. If you go into a 1v2 situation with the mindset of, oh, I'm screwed, or oh, I have no chance, then you already lost the battle. It may sound cheesy, but if you don't believe in yourself, then no one else on your team will. You have to set the tone. Whether you think you can clutch up a round, or whether you think that you have no shot at winning, the chances are that you're probably right. Also, constantly being pissed off at the game might be a big factor as to why you're performing poorly. I noticed that from personal experience, if I ever get frustrated or upset with myself, it only makes me play worse. Plus, nobody wants to be around a negative teammate. Poor energy not only negatively affects your gameplay, it also brings down your team. So if you're usually the guy that cusses out his team after one round, chill out buddy and try to play the game level-headed. That's all I got in regards to the 5 tips for this video, but in this next section I'm going to play some live clips and then break down exactly what I did right or wrong.
15 seconds. This ready. 10 seconds left. Friendly, last operator standing. 5 remaining. One op 4 remaining. Op 4.
Right off the bat, we know that there is a guy in Dirt Tunnel because Emmett gets killed and we see bullets flying from that direction. We also know that there is an opponent coming from Blue. At this point, Chris stays calm and waits for the guy in Tunnel to push. After taking Thermite out, he knows another opponent is right there because of the bullet animation. At this point, it's a 1v1 situation and you really just have to play your game. Trust your instincts and may the best reaction time win. In this clip, I'm in a 1v4 situation with under 20 seconds on the clock. At first I was going to push through the main stairway, but after I picked up a kill, I knew the other 3 opponents were expecting me that way. With this in mind, I decided to run back upstairs and drop the hatch. When I'm taking out the Legion mine, I noticed Bandit just ran out the tunnel near servers. If you're asking how I knew this, it's quite simple. He gets detected outside, and obviously it's on the bottom floor. Since time is running out, I know Bandit will be running back to the objective from that direction, which is why I immediately faced that doorway when I dropped the hatch. As I predicted, Legion was expecting me to come down the staircase, and I was able to surprise him from behind. At this point, it seemed like I had a chance, but I made an extremely stupid mistake by shooting the down person. That decision ultimately cost my team the round because time ran out half a second before I was able to kill Mira. If I never shot the down guy, that extra time would have allowed me to finish her off. This just goes to show, don't go for kills, but instead try to finish off the round.
One op 4 remaining. 15 seconds left. Resume securing the container once it's ready. Securing the container. Op 4 eliminated.
As soon as Chris kills Jaeger, he turns around in anticipation of the flank. Within seconds, he hears another opponent creeping up. After killing Bandit, Chris knows that Valkyrie is in the objective because she is being constantly marked. Since there's only 15 seconds left, our team has to make a push. Chris makes a smart decision to switch to his secondary instead of reloading his primary. This decision allows him to push the OBJ at the same time as me, which forces Valkyrie to face 2 opponents at once. I end up dying, but Valk is nowhere near ready for Chris and he picks up the easy kill to win the round. If he had reloaded his primary, it would have given Valkyrie time to kill me, reload her weapon, and look in Chris's direction. Now instead of picking up an easy kill, Chris would have had to face Valkyrie head on. In that situation, there's a much greater chance that he would have died and we may have lost the round. If you take anything away from this clip, it's communicate with your team and push together, watch your flank, and be aware of the situation, aka, the amount of time left in a round, knowing when to reload, etc. Anyways, I really hope you were able to learn something from this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. By the way, if you're new to this channel and this is the first video you're watching, please hit that sub button and check out some of my other content. Chances are this video got recommended by YouTube, and if that's the case, here are a few of my videos that I personally recommend to you. Click the icon in the right corner to check one out, and with that being said, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.
Real talk, just rap pack, besides that, nobody I trust. Back again like I never left. Young Sens said that's to the death. We turned up till we go deaf. Rap pack to my last breath. I cut records like Kid Cudi. Day and night, that's all the time. From the underground to the mainstream, my same team get all the shine. They wanna be, but I never knew. I just keep the peace and get revenue. Stay true, they never do. Cut all ties, I sever these